Okay, I want to show you how easy it is to stitch over the cross stitch or embroidery. Well, this is some embroidery. These are like daisy chains. So what I'm using is a ruler. I have a ruler base on here and a ruler foot. So whatever machine you have, you can do that. Just make sure you have a ruler base. You know, see how easily that went over stitches? This is set at 8 stitches per inch. So it's not a problem to stitch over embroidery or needlepoint, or not needlepoint, that's a canvas, that's not fabric. But anything on fabric can definitely be stitched on. Locking down the stitches, knotting it, carrying it loosely, locking it down. I'm going to be going over some French knots here and some embroidery and cross stitch. That's good. And now I'm going to use my snippers and gently, not touching the cross stitch, trim those. That's why I lock it down at the end and the beginning, because I'm trimming those carry stitches. I'm not cutting the knot. I'm very careful not to cut the knots because we want those knots. They're going to sink down into the quilt sandwich and hold that stitching in place. That's why I go 1 or 2 or 3 times to knot it, so I don't have any problems. Depending on your machine, you do it the way you can do it. Okay. There. I used a water-soluble blue Be Gone marker. Any kind of water-soluble blue marker will do, or a contrasting color, I should say. I don't use chalk because I've found it's a difficult thing to get blue chalk out of a quilt. I've learned the hard way. That's usually the way I learn, the hard way. I have a few quilts here with some marks still in them, but those were my earlier quilts and I learned my lesson. So, what can I tell you? That's what this channel is all about. It's my journey and my mistakes. You're going to see some mistakes. You're going to see some victories too. So that's good. Victories are always good. Okay. Now, okay. I've locked that down and I can proceed. And I'm going through embroidery and cross stitch on this. So I'm really being careful not to lock it down on a cross stitch or embroidery. Okay, that's a big knot. Now I'm just loosening this up and making sure it is lined up. There we go. There. Okay. There. just came out. Okay. Okay. If my bobbin thread ends in the middle of something, I always put my needle down so I don't move if I can. So that's what I want to do, is make sure I have bobbin thread. Rethreading. I'll try to bring up the bobbin. Yeah, it's still there. Uh-oh. Looks like we're a little stuck. So I'm going to cut that stationary thread there. Okay. That is somebody's. All right. There. All right. Now, got it at the same angle. Let's I think that's knotted up pretty good. So, I'm going to go down. Okay. Okay. There's my thread. Okay. There. Okay. Make sure the line of the previous stitching has to be in line. Find it. There it is. There's the end. There's the end. Right. There. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's super easy to do this.